afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, off here to a 1 vs 1 on Rechnaya Pereprava. In the north, it is Deathcore, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union. Comrade Stalin, taking on the role here of the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps with Guard Rifle, Urban Defense, and Shock Rifle in the south. It is Zodiac, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the... let's just say 13th Panzer Division here with Lightning War, featuring Jägerline for upgrades, tactical movement, relief infantry, tiger tanks, and the Sure Close Air support with turbo information there. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. Would make me very happy if you did. Also, a big thanks to John for donating and supporting the Propagandacast. Remember, you too can support the Propagandacast as well by donating or pledging on Patreon. And a small reminder, if you donate $5 or more, you can get a replay review. That is, I sort of let me email back. There were some details about the replay. And similarly, if you pledge $5 or more on Patreon, you can get one of every month. Replay reviewed. Again, no videos made. Just, written feedback from me on how you could improve on your match and sort of things could be done better. So, just a heads up there for those wondering if you could perhaps get some advice there. That's the way to do it. Anyways, we got Grenadiers MG42 here for Zodiac, moving about the west of barbed wire going up there. Interesting enough, not going straight for the fuel point here, perhaps worried about something, perhaps expecting a trap. A sneaky flank by the Soviets, who knows? And we're going to move eastwards here, barbed wire going up there. Looks like the Pioneers being dispatched up there, and the MG42 not being moved towards the centre. Interesting shift there by Zodiac. Triple control there for Deathcore. Sandbags by the eastern fuel point. Good work there. Control about here crossing the river, and we got the 3rd control ready as well there for them. And we got sandbags up north here by the northern fuel point as well there by Zodiac's Pioneer. The Grenadier squad moving up there, covering up the MG42's back in case of a flank. We got the other Grenadier squad covering up the other flank. In fact, could be here that Zodiac's planning an aggressive maneuver here to go for the opponent's car point, already try and pin it down with the MG42. Sandbags here, they're being set up, will be finished just before the MG42 finish up here. Close one here. No! Actually, Yuri goes down this. He catches a full 1,200 rounds per minute. Well, probably just less than that into the face of either way. Right before the sandbags finish. That is some really bad luck. South here, they've got engineers flanking up the MG42 quickly setting up to deal with that. A good spot. Grenadiers dealing with the conscript close in the north. Now they've been weakened. The MG42 is all dealing with engineers here. A brutal setup there with the MG42s dominating most of the early engagement here for Zodiac quickly. And of course, that's how I want to use the MG42 to use sort of tactically give you the edge in critical engagements, and that way push ahead. Grenadiers supporting here, grabbing the northern point as well. And we got there Molotovs on the way for Deathcore. MG4 setting up around the car point. Conscript opening up in the advancing Grenadiers. 3rd Grenadier squad ready. 4th Conscript out there for Deathcore. Imagine once the Molotovs are done, we'll probably see move towards the medics next. We've got another flank here in the Templar Conscript squads. Molotovs almost ready. Grenadiers but they're not quite there. Got the car point neutral, disrupting a significant party of Deathcore's resource flow. We all got the comms there, hard at work there with the MG42, and there you go, pops the Molotovs. Eat this, you fascist! Nein, don't worry, my mother always tells me not to eat burned food. There we go, grabs the MG42, that bold maneuver, punishing his Zodiac actually for being perhaps a bit too blasé with his MG42. Connects, he wipe it before it gets in the opponent's hand. Ah, so close, but the MG42 has irrevocably fallen into the hands of the Soviets at least. No, he wipes it, but can he get it back? Probably not. Not that close to the opponent's face. So, Zodiac here, after a brilliant strong maneuver, tipped his hand too far there and got slapped all over it there by Deathcore. Nice counter punish there by Deathcore. Even note here how he quickly then merges the reinforced MG42 once it cruised there with another squad to ensure it's at full strength and immediately get to work pressuring Zodiac. Yeah, 2 thumbs to Deathcore there. Good, just a merchant in general because it's a no-look ability. Also, just the way he utilizes to get that MG42, which is already going to be a huge pain in Zodiac's backside, immediately into the action. That is some brilliant play there by Deathcore, and it's going to just further make this a miserable development for Zodiac, which is going to need either some panzers to help deal with it, or probably some light vehicles. A fast flamethrower attack could perhaps salvage the situation here for Zodiac and quickly clear it out, maybe allow him to get it back. But beyond, until then, though, he's going to be in for some large troubles. Back here, nothing further going on there for Deathcore. We're probably going to see that field infirmary going up soon. He has the manpower for it soon enough. Engineers going for the western fuel point, very good. And the MG4 going to leave about the eastern fuel point. We do get Panzer Grenadier here for Zodiac. Then he's being suppressed here, but MG4 enough needs to be kept behind cover. Pioneers got the southern victory point, but now he's losing the western fuel point. He probably should grab that one back because there's no way in the 9 hells he's going to be defending this fuel point when an MG42 is hosing him down on it. Grenadiers team that comes from the center. Panzer Grenadier squad almost down there for Zodiac and the German army. You can soon begin handing T-43 out to his troops. Grenadier Squad there got the fuel point, has to retreat. Parney's ulting to fall back, and there you go. Panzer Grenadier Squad there for Zodiac and the German army. More Grenadiers converging on the continent, the center victory point, fuel point in the north. Now more than certainly being lost here to the Russians, so the Soviets. Grenadiers running up here. Counter goes there behind some sandbag barbed wire. Good work there by Deathcore. No son of doctrinating for Deathcore. Of course, he's got plenty of choices there. Guard rifle for Guard's rifle, obviously. Howitzers could be used for submachine. It's great in the K1 tank, of course, is quite nasty. Shock rifle with ultra powerful, in particular on a smaller map like this one. The shock tubers could be a, well, significant shock to Zodiac, who again goes to the car points. At least in this regard, he's consistent about that, though. He probably should try and work back, grab that northern fuel point there, and somehow get the MG42 back, or probably replace it. Bunker up here. You can also now begin upgrading T for the fees on the Grenadiers, and there we go. Good work with that one. Panzer pushing ahead here. Contract out of cover. We got a Molotov here to try and disrupt the assault. Fritz basically gets, well, fritzed as he charges at them. Grenadiers right here with aim before in the counter squad. Panzer in this case taking too much damage since they ran straight for the Molotov. In this case, the Molotov, of course, proving its worth there. Good work by Deathcore. So that is definitely not helping Zodiac out there. That is not helping him out. We got more Grenadiers for Zodiac. Probably going to equip more G for the fees on those. The Nantajo wants more Grenadiers. Now again, I feel like more Panther Grenadiers versus the Cons would be a pretty great pick. That or some tech for some vehicles to try and turn this situation around. I think that would also do Zodiac a lot of good here for Deathcore. Of course, just my opinion. Allied troops reinforcing, healing, and medics being worked overtime here to patch up all of these wounded German infantrymen. You got shot there? I don't want to say it out loud, well. I can't do much about it, Sinvel. I got shot in my arse. Happy? Yeah. Now bend over so I can apply some band-aids to that, because that's all we've got left here. More G for the fuse there for Zodiac's Grenadiers, pushing up from the northern fuel point there. Attempted Molotov again. Molotovs again, well utilized. Also just great for disrupting the Wehrmacht move to make it hard for him to be aggressive, but can also make it hard for him to defend. So like, really, the Molotov just has some serious utility there for a good Soviet player. Still nothing's going on there in Zodiac space beyond that. He really needs to get the fuel point back so he can actually get back on track there for pushing for armor. Meanwhile, that is exactly what Deathcore is doing here with the tank battalion command. That's definitely a problem there for Zodiac if he doesn't get something up soon. Comes right there by the Panzer Grenadier. And the Grenadiers are moving up forwards. Grab the northern fuel point again. Reinforcing, standing about here. But this certainly highlights just, you know, how the Wehrmacht has, say, a low tolerance for error. Like, again, he just made one mistake with the MG42 and all of a sudden, like, he's just been completely busted back to, like, you know, almost square one, and his opponent's certainly using the edge. And that's really just not something you see as much with the other factions. It really just highlights again how with the Wehrmacht, you have to be a lot more careful, in particular with the MG42, that really is just an absolutely critical unit, but also a absolutely awful unit to lose to the opponent, in particular as earlier Zodiac did. It's actually quite impressive actually managed to stabilize as he says this, and this perhaps indicates Deathcore perhaps is not quite as comfortable with the MG42. Still, it's quite a challenge for Zodiac. We'll have to see how he does next. I mean, if he could somehow push a fast speed gun, that'd be great, but now he's going to need anti-tank weapons, otherwise that T-70 is going to absolutely bury him in an unnamed grave in a ditch. MG42 dealing with the Grenadiers here. No like to make a nice company up. Yep, it's going to need it. There we go. Nice deep flank here by Zodiac. Thumbs up there. Good maneuvering at least here from Zodiac. Good maneuvering. That, of course, is also a critical skill for the Wehrmacht. And he's moving up. He's straight into the Grenadiers. Have forced out of the building. More T for the freeze. I mean, one thing's for sure. He cannot go for pantry trick in response to the T-70. So he's going to need a Pack 40 here. That or a bunch of 2-2s, which would further put it back in terms of tech for any armor. Which, again, I feel like at the moment it probably is Zodiac's best chance, like getting control of the situation more properly once more. That would be a fast Flak Panzer or Panzer IV. T-sending westwards here. Panzer Squad, they need to be careful, of course. But there you go, grabbing the southern fuel and victory point egg in good play. Solid stuff. Pack 40 on the way there for Zodiac and the German army. As Deathcore and the Red Army strikes for the motherland. Pack 40 halfway done. The Zodiac MG42 there was the Grenadiers. All the guns being held down. If you can pop up a flank here, that could actually clear out the machine gun, perhaps. But so far, his troops are pinned down. I can't easily do it. But with a decent chance, there go Grenadiers end up retreating. He's almost got the fuel point here. Which again, we'll give him both fuel points and then with the Pack 40 out. He should actually be able to, I think, execute a pretty fast tier 3 and get the support crop pretty soon. And then get out some armor from that. So I think that would be the smartest move there by Zodiac. Now is just go for that fast support crop. and try and get out, say, a fast flak panzer here versus Deathcore, as that could really strongly help Zodiac regain control of the situation, maybe grab back the MD42, which of course would be additionally a very big help for Zodiac. So that really should be his priority right now, in my opinion. Panzer they're pushing forwards, getting D43s on them. Not a big fan of that one, personally, but here we are. Get to Molotov there. Pack 40 moving up. Pioneers need to retreat as well there for Zodiac. Quickly getting them back for some reinforcement and healing. Mostly healing, since only lost one guy who did not turn out to be fireproof as he imagined he was. Cornelius in trouble though, Teason waiting on the retreat path there. Perhaps a bit too slow retreat here for Zodiac. Well, not perhaps, actually too slow retreat there. Bit of a bad call there by Zodiac, and it's going to cost him the Grenadiers caught with the G43s. At least it was his least veteran, so there's that, but even that I suppose is a small comfort. Take there on the way for Zodiac, finally. And he won't be able to say, will not be far, if I was actually going to say there, from a fast Ostwind here versus Deathcore. And again, that could actually give Deathcore a bit of a headache, as Deathcore currently has no anti-tank weapons. We've got no field guns, no M6s, no guardsmen, nothing. So the Ostwind here could actually be quite potent here versus Deathcore, and could, again, I think allow Zodiac to really swing the game back in his favor. Though even then, he's actually managed some decent map control here and there, so it's not like, and again, he's been completely bowled over here. But certainly, again, that loss of the early MD4 to really put him into a sore spot. But he has managed to recover quite nicely. A testament here, I think, to Zodiac's skill otherwise. Besides losing the MD42, which is usually not a good thing. In fact, it never is a good thing if you lose it like that. Deathcore commits to shock rifle, opening up for KV-8s, ambush anti-tank gun tactics. Shock troopers, using the artillery barrages on the IS-2 heavy tanks, so both players active for doctrines with heavy tanks in them. We'll bring to see if they go for them and how they go for them. Pack 40 versus the T-70. Bold maneuver there, pays off. Almost. Grenadiers could actually clear up the Panzers here on the retreat. Panzers joining in the fun as well there. The yellow and help, but if we can get the wipe here, that would certainly help Zodiac out a bit. When of course, be a huge win, but still getting a wipe there. Oh, he's in trouble now. We got the shock trooper on the flank here. He doesn't have anything to deal with it. And it's going to use their easy targets. Well, in fact, he keeps pushing the Pack 40 ahead. There seems like another mistake here that cost him the MD42 similarly here. O extends without considering his flanks and possibilities here. And loses. We got tactical movement, but that only works in infantry. Also doesn't help them retreat faster, really. So there you go. Pack 40 is down there. It's the second support he's lost here to Deathcore. It around the same areas, well, in almost the same sort of overextending manner. Doesn't seem to be a bad habit there for Zodiac. Perhaps he treats his support weapons too much like infantry, some part of his mind, which is causing him to like do these things. Hard to say, but now he's handed his opponent not just an MD42, but the Pack 40. That's going to get really uncomfortable for Zodiac, so in order to minimize the impact then of his Ostwind or Panzer 40 goes for first, it's not going to be quite as effective, as now his opponent has a very solid anti-tank weapon to deal with it. So that was definitely another step there by Zodiac, and he definitely needs to work with unit preservation in this department, because again, you do not want to keep handing your opponent support weapons, in particular not of all the factions, the Soviets, since they can easily upgrade them to 6-man crews, whereas yours are 4. So again, theirs are going to be much harder to clear up compared to yours, so this is doubly bad that way for Zodiac. But there he goes, going for the fast flak panzer. It's still going to be effective, but with the Pack 40, Deathcore has less to worry about here against Zodiac, and of course that's going to be the real headache here for him to deal with them. We also got mines going down for Deathcore, very good, very good. 440 to 390. Counter standing ready. Here's the Grenadiers, the Panzers advancing with Pioneer support as well. They're moving forward for the German army. And there you go, the Ostwind flak panzer get effective right. March was there, picked up on the Pioneers, very good move there by Zodiac. And he's going for another Pack 40. The opposite worried about enemy armor, which is very sensible. I still think eventually getting some machine guns up, maybe a mortar, could also be a very good idea here for Zodiac. Black Panzer rolling ahead there. Panzers they're gaining medicines 1, very good. Catching the T-Sun there with it, doing some nice damage. If it can hit. Pack 40 being moved up there. Need to be careful of the flak panzer. There we go. Break it from the Pack 40, but there we go, not before destroying the cover of the conscripts there. Leaving them much more exposed. Now, actually, no, it's the Bart, why not? The cover, I missed judge that one. Going for the center victory point. Grenadiers are not quite on it, they actually stick to the cover. And so, avoided here. Got Engineers though. Oh, whack, there's a small one here for Zodiac. Not a big one, but still getting rid of the Engineers does help Zodiac just a minuscule bit here. Panzer taking hits from the T-7 Grenadiers as well. Osman there being a bit cautious due to the presence of the Pack 40. Pushing southwards as well. Very good. They're going to use the comes in the centre. Need to move up the Osprey, I think, to deal with that, perhaps. Then again, the attack 40, of course, is nearby, so that's going to be harder for Zodiac to do. Another option would be actually to go for a deeper flank here with the Osprey, sneak up for into the hit up here. In fact, you can maybe even clear up the building with the MG42 in it. And at the very least, if he can't get it back, he should at least deny it to his opponent, which would, you know, still do him a lot of good. So that could be something for Zodiac to consider here versus Deathcore. Conscript Shock to his Pack 42, something about here in the north. Centre Vic from being seized by the front of the conscripts. And up north, going to be just retreat. Back here, reinforcement healing. Moving up here, being caught by the MG42. Flak pound being rolled in to depush it out. Very good there. I think should move up towards here to actually cover up the door. So there's a harder time getting out of there. Yep. Still, he pushed the machine gun away, but I feel like he could actually have a chance of maybe wiping it out there, or at least make it hard for it to get away too easily. Pack 40 moving in, always sub such security with Zodiac. Also worth noting here, Zodiac is displaying some good sort of, say, maneuvering on the map. He's not just like, you know, bashing his head into one particular point, just trying to ground down his opponent. He tries to outmaneuver him, you know, play him, so that's good there. But Zodiac, though, again, he definitely needs to be careful with the support weapons. Another MG42 on the way with the Zodiac. Moving east with the Flak Panzer, could go for the Eastern Fuel Point as well. Very good. We got 360 versus 390, so now Deathcore has caught head of Zodiac. Zodiac's lead is gone. Flak Panzer moving northwards, might want to repair it a bit here. Comes from the final, of course, Mechanized Armor Company up, so we can begin upgrading with the 7th man. I mean, technically you can do it before if you like, you know, research all the upgrades and then upgrade it here, but most people just never do that. Because you're just better off like trying to take up instead of trying to go for this upgrade separately. That was a great rifle, and it almost landed 2 wipes there on Deathcore's conscripts. A hell of a hit then. That's then going to help, I think, Zodiac out a bit. I mean, that's a lot of manpower that has to be dealt with and sort of replaced, plus just time spent healing. If you'd gotten them fully wiped, of course, that would have been the amazing thing here for Zodiac, but even then, just landing that great hit that's going to hurt the Deathcore a bit. Might also add some psychological pressure, which could cause some beneficial play patterns for Zodiac. Stu following up there, very good pick there. He's obviously worried about enemy armor. Getting up Stu to support the Flak Panzer here is, I think, a very nice cost-efficient manner of the showing up against armor. Panzer goes there, need to retreat. The T-Sun is getting in there fast. Bring the Flak Panzer westwards, probably wants to repair it. I mean, it's down to less than half health, so it really should repair it. Still, we got 2 kills, closing in the veterans. 1 engineer's being shattered here by the Ostwind. 4 kills. Trying to fire with the flamethrower. If we get those engineers wiped, that'd be huge. And of course, then Zodiac would, or Deathcore would have no engineers left. That, of course, would be very big there for Zodiac. Oh, so close, and they actually get away there. That was some rubbish luck there for Zodiac. Rubbish luck. Oh, he's replaced the engineers anyways. The others he lost, but still. Would have been great if he got those engineers wiped out. Shock to here need to be dealt with the Flak Panzer, which is still in bad need of repairs. Stuttgart ending the pin light machine gun. Very good move there by Zodiac. Add some anti-infantry damage, which I would say is always beneficial. And goes Shock was routed up north. Need to go for that fuel point. Deny to Deathcore and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Pack 40 backed up the infantry. Backing up the infantry, dealing a great blow there to the T-Sun light tank. Deathcore took the fall back. Note he also altered it to switch into recon mode. Partly it's a way of basically just preventing it from shooting willy-nilly and giving away its position as it retreats just in case. Good work there by Deathcore. Good work. Fixing up the Flak Panzer, grabbing the northern fuel. Troops moving into them before 2 shoot, then you be careful, it's about to be swarmed by the conscripts. And there's no supporting infantry nearby. Flak Panzer those being fixed up. In the south you got the Panzer there as the conscripts, got 15 kills, close to 3, and retreated as they get caught in the Molotov again. That's great stuff there. And I think Deathcore might in fact be looking to stall for the IS-2. Bit risky, could give Zodiac a good chance to push ahead of him if he just realizes this and begins pushing for more medium armor. Like, if he were to consider another Flak Panzer right now, he could probably actually overwhelm Deathcore and just clear him out there. Get the pack, get the infantry, destroy the light vehicle, and sort of do some critical damage there before Deathcore can get out the IS-2. So I think there's a shot there for Zodiac, but again, it does require that he realizes his opponent's running out for the IS-2, which, considering he's seen the shock troopers, so that should at least give him a key clue there. Plus, he's not seeing any armor after the T-70, and he's seen the upgrades. So I think enough clues here for Zodiac to validly conclude his opponent might be talking for the IS-2, in which case, again, his decision to be just push fast for medium armor. That said, he needs to stabilize his fuel supply to be able to do this. But if he can make it work there, he could really, I think, significantly punish Deathcore for trying to stall up for an IS-2. We'll never see if Zodiac does that. Strook there being repaired. Flak Puncher needs to head northwards to clear up the elements up there. Hey, finding around the centre, not the smoothest engagement here. They're taking A5. We could see a wipe here, could see a wipe. Oh no, they get away again. Great luck there for Deathcore once more. Great luck. Flak Punch there, though, with 8 kills, that's into 1. Shocked up, still need to deal with the Northern Victory Point. We got 370 and 338. Ace comes there as the Flak Panzer. Pack 40 shoots and misses. Now we got the Strook flanking the pack. KV8 here off with Deathcore, so he's not going to be stalling for the IS-2. Very sensible move. Strook snaps on the pack gunners. Good work. I would say it's a bit late to go for the KV8 now when you're stalling for the IS-2 for so long, so I'm not entirely a huge fan of it in some ways, but otherwise I think the logic is strong, though again I think she's just gone for it sooner. Like, that's sort of more my complaint there, I think. North Flag Punch moving about here, KV8 halfway done there for Deathcore. Oh, he cancels it, goes for the T-34-6. Again, he's clearly hesitating now, a bit unsure he wants to go for the IS-2 after all, or not. So he can soon go for an last, he can also go for the Panther 4, though he were to go for something that's recommended the second Osman, the second Strook. Because like we can just follow up with another one of the other fast. Plus again, if he's expecting, you know, a nice job, obviously again, double 2's gonna be great at dealing with that. T-34-6 almost done there for Deathcore. But he's also very close to him. The IS-2s, I'd not be surprised if he's even just cancelled. Oh, Telemine took out the T-70. Great work there by the Zodiac laying down a mine. He's also in a much better control the map again, though. Really feel like she should be pushing more medium armor. T-34-6 almost done. 13 kills on the Flak Panzer. Constantly expressed with the 42. T-34 there is ready here for Deathcore, so no IS-2 stall after all. That said, he's not far off from being able to call it in anyways. In the south here we got the Pioneers being routed with the conscripts. So Zodiac is back in control of the map here, I think, to some good degree. And he goes for tier 4 now. Yeah, that definitely feels like a bad call here by me. I mean, sure, he might want to go for the Tiger Tank, but even then, like, I feel like he should be pushing for more medium armor. And again, try and punish his opponent for himself going for the IS-2 almost. Again, he's not going for the T-34-6, but even then it's a pretty late one. Bear support called in here. The Luftwaffe strikes. Cannon unfolding, unleashing a hail of fire from above. Most of the shots not really hitting. There we go, some hits. It seems like he's then stalling for the Tiger Tank here himself. Which is going to make it much easier for Deathcore then to stall out for the IS-2, because there's going to be anything like immediate pressure of punish it. There's going to be no second Strook to deal with it, or some Osman to deal with all the supporting infantry support weapons. So definitely feel like a bit of a mistake there by Zodiac personally, and again, I would argue he has had sufficient evidence to conclude that his opponent might in fact be stalling for an IS-2 here. And again, maybe that's why Deathcore went for the T-34-6, maybe to bait his opponent to think he's not going for it, despite again being pretty close to one. We'll have to see here. Where we got Incendiary until he called in. So again, at this point, there can be no doubt for Zodiac that his opponent's gone for Shock Rifle. I mean, the Incendiary artillery and Shock was not available in any other doctrine, at least none he had chosen there. So I mean, that really should just be a warning sign there to Zodiac. This is likely an IS-2 inbound, and so he wants something to deal with it at this stage, instead of trying to stall up for a Tiger Tank. Then there's up north and a lot of trouble. We got the T-34-6 conscripts and Shocked, which is just hosing them down. MD-42 nearby, and can these get wiped? Pot a blow there to Zodiac. Down to just 3 infantry squads now. His opponent with 5, and the MD-42 is also about to get cleared out if he's not careful. In the centre, conscript being dealt with the Osman and the MD-42 number 2. Grenades are plenty, machine gun being routed. Duke charging in, and need to be careful, of course, not to extend. Flak Panzer, there we go. Almost 22, but also now the IS-2 heavy tank has hit the field here. Deathcore calling in the might of the Joseph Stalin 2 heavy tank to shatter his way through Zodiac's fascist positions. Osman there gaining virtually 17 kills, 19 kills, 20 kills. Shockman on the flank. Strook needs to fall back as well. shots failing to penetrate the IS-2's heavy armor. Unsurprisingly, of course, needs a blitz here. Oh! Down to a slip of health. Can he escape in time? Stuk up the flanking the IS-2 a bit. Gunny's on the other side. Stuk needs to get out there as well. Gunny's could panther-fast here. MG42 getting grenaded here by the shock troopers. One man survived, and that's the gunner. IS-2 there, now half health. Stuk there might have a chance taking out. They can clear out the supporting troops. Getting intended to call in to deal with the Grenadiers, preventing the Stuk from just pursuing here. Nice save there by Deathcore. That push, I think, his IS-2 a bit too far. Though I could see why he did it. I can understand it, but still. In this regard, though, he's lucky again that Zodiac had not committed to more armor already, in which case the IS-2 would actually have been in a lot of trouble if two Stuks been hammering away at it. So as we can see again, Zodiac's strategy is hitting some issues there with strategy, as it's missing out an opportunity to really punish Deathcore for his IS-2 focus. And now he's building the heavy Panzer Corps for some reason. I not think he needs it for the Tiger tank. Now he's planning to go something else besides the Tiger tank, at which point things get really weird. We'll have to see, but needs to get working on the Ostwind and the Stuk. And before in the south here, probably for the Grenadiers, east is pressing both squads, close to veteran feet. Flying around the cuff point, Zodiac's positions are compromised. He's been forced back here across mostly the entire front here by Deathcore. Double punish the minesweepers working on the flak panzer. Now decides to work on the Stuk, probably asking that can get back in the fight faster, and is more relevant versus the IS-2 and the T-34-6. So I think that's a good priority here by Zodiac. As for Deathcore, some mines are going to be pretty good. Flare mines for the conscripts with the idea there. Regular mines obviously would also be very handy. And always getting out some more armor to back up his current crop there, except he's actually at full pop cap. But there you go, Stuk almost ready, just a sliver of damage left. IS-2 sitting up shop there right outside Zodiac's doorstep. Stuk hanging back. Zodiac being very quiet for the time being. But there you go, setting up for deep flank here, and looks like CoH's going to collapse there on Deathcore's right flank. Very good maneuver there, instead of trying to charge into here, where Deathcore is very well prepared. He tries to hit him where it's not prepared, so two thumbs up the Zodiac again, really important skill to have. Being able to realise that's not going to work out and trying to outflank him opponent that way. Good work by Zodiac, good work. T-34 moving in, needs to get the Stuk in there to deal with that. It is on the way. Panzer and Patrol being routed. Shocks are being held here by the MG42. Ooh, that could be a mistake with the T-34-6. Oh, never mind. He still needs to get a fuel point out, though. He's very far behind that resource. I mean, he's close to being able to call in the target tank, but at this rate, it's going to be roughly 2 minutes, but less than that, actually. Stuk gets good in the T-34-6, half H-52. MG42 versus the IS-2 is definitely one of the most lopsided matchups in the entire game. Stuk falling back, shocked on the flank here, MG42 sitting up there. Not quite in time though. As it gets smoked out there by the shock troopers. Gonna do some trouble with this T-34-6. Stuk moving in again, and there we go. Panther on the way for Zodiac. No, cancels it. Perhaps realizing he does want the target tank after all. We got 224 versus 319. IS-2 continues to engage the base. Now got the pack forward there. Target weak point, very good. He's got the Stuk up to assist. Take advantage of this. There you go. Shot one through the armor there, stunning it out. If only the Stuk was nearby, could actually perhaps take it out there, but still, that's going to force away the IS-2 for a bit. Pack 40 is in fact close to the ace level, and he's about to get wiped out on the west. Stuk charging in, but now that's too late. Too late. Moments away from the the Tiger tank here for Zodiac. There you go, Flak Panther and MG4 support there, routing the conscripts. Send them all packing. Back here, troops reinforcing healing for Zodiac. He could consider using relief infantry to maybe help compensate some of the losses, just get more troops out in the field. Osmos the T-34-6. Tiger tank is right about dead here for Zodiac. There we go. There is 2 heavy tanks on the battlefield now. Will Zodiac be able to use that Tiger tank to get himself a ticket to victory here? Adding the pin on seemed very good. Shocked him to the MG42 here. Stuk and Pack covering the flank of the Tiger's advance here. Flak Panther moved to cover it as well. Great hit from the T-Fed Force 16 on the target tank. Target tank moving ahead here, crashing through the terrain, directly just shattering the hedges. No mercy shown. It's in until called in here on the MD4 in the pack position. Target tank gets up new, but the T-Fed Force 16. He's going to need the Stuka to assist, I think, there, but he's, not doing it. T-Fed 4 bounces off the target tank's rearmor. That's pretty lucky there for Zodiac. That is pretty lucky. Then it proceeds to penetrate the frontal armor anyways. That just looked weird. Target tank was the control there. Stuka moving in. Good hit on the T-3416. Very, very close to 22 there on it. Conscript being bombarded. Continue here by the target tank. The target tank is not landing any supreme hits there yet. And now it's Deathcore being pushing forces eastwards. Zodiac pushes westwards. Good work there, I guess. Comes there, continue to suffer under the Tiger's wrath and unrelenting hatred. Stu being pushed back by the back, following the shock troops flanking in there. Very good work there. Needs to get his armor repaired. Awesome moving up, back up, everything. 4-2 up north here. We've got Punter Grenadiers versus the front fix. Bomb grenade to be useful. Shock troops to the target tank. Infantry advancing. There you go. Forced away. Panzer there routed by the conscripts. Didn't use cover and did not use grenades. So easily routed out in the open. Disca added being there for Deathcore's IS-2 heavy tank. Very good. T-34 on the move once more. The target tank sending out once more. Great hit there. Infantry up here, backed up against tank ups. Note he's actually ambushing there the Pack 40. Sneaky, sneaky Deathcore. Shot bounce off the IS-2's heavy armor. Up north, the MD-42 is in a standoff with the conscript and heavy cover. They're actually losing because the conscript and heavy cover, the MD-42 isn't. Shoot, they're almost good to go again. 3 kills. Incredibly close there to IS-2. Just needs to sneeze at someone at this rate and they're going to get a medal for it. Conscript moving in here. Engaging the Grenadier there at max range. Target tank being flanked with the Pack 40. Now, so if they didn't use target weak point, I would say that's definitely a missed opportunity. We can actually camouflage the Packers. So it's just like set up for target weak point. That was a definite missed opportunity for Deathcore. Obviously, might not thought about it because he doesn't have this situation, I guess, often enough. But it's definitely something he could have done. I think that would have been very powerful there versus Zodiac. Minion shoots and misses the Osmond. Pack shoots, bounces. Target weak point would be great for the Pack 40. Shot bounces again. Shoot, they're lining up. Shot bounces as well. Another bounce. Holy hell. This Deathcore, they're super lucky. Now uses target weak point. Misses. That was a waste there. Now it's actually a waste of misses there for Zodiac. And then the IS-2 moves again. Shot went through there from the Pack 45. No, actually, the Stoop that got it through. So the Tiller called in there. Shot on the Stoop. Now he tried to go for target weak point, but the Stoop's target weak point is exponentially worse. It's in fact not worth it. At this point, I actually think Relic should just replace target weak point. The Stoop is just been made so bad it's pointless. There you go, nice flank for the Osprey, but I think could have had more force behind it to do more serious damage to the Deathcore, who's now sending the T-Fed to deal with the Osprey, which is on his own. Close to the H7 on the Osprey, that'd be pretty great for him if he could get it there. And I think he also needs to go for a second Stoop there again. Double Stoop is just very powerful. It should be obligatory for any Valorant player going for one Stoop. They should just have to go for another one. In fact, they should, but again, most people don't think it's necessary. But it's just 2 Stoops is great together. Also moving out again, 23. Very close to 53 there, but it's going to need repairs and support. Stoop being fixed up. Target tank they need repairs. We've got 15 kills to the veterans who won. North 8, T-54 moving in. No additional armor support here from Zodiac in the vicinity. There's a Pack 4 that's being moved forwards. Almost lost the Panzers there. That'd be quite painful there for Zodiac. Pack getting the Ace, very good. Increase rate of fire. There we go. Another great hit there. Stoop moving in. Could see the T-54 go down. Yes, indeed. That's going to happen. Flak punch support as well here. And T-54 outmaneuvers here. There's still, but he exposes his rear to the Osprey, taking a lot of damage to the process. Osprey actually gaining Vetsy 3 and top that, but there you go. Stoop finishes off the T-54 from 6. Almost halfway to Vetsy 3, which is where the Stoop G really gets good. IS-2 there, holding up against the MD-42. Going out there, MD-42 can take heavy fire there from the IS-2 heavy tank. 2 kills, veterans 1. Target tank getting him from the south. 18 kills, south 852. Pack 4 lands a great hit on the target tank. Still on the target weak point here from Deathcore. You should probably go for some additional armor or a tank destroyer here to help deal with Zodiac stuff. And Zodiac really should just go for another Stug. Like Schnell. There you go. 85 download for Deathcore on the Red Army. The gloriously patriotic Deathcore. Charging at the IS-2 here, right into the Stug on the Pack 40's line of 5. They accept the M42 can't cover the Pack 40 right away. Correct to risk losing it. Gunners move from the north. Except they're retreating. They're not moving in, they're retreating from the north. Now they're attempting to target weak point T, but the thing is, it actually just causes such massive legs in his shots fired by the Stug. So it really just upsets the entire rate of fire of the Stug, which is one of the advantages. Plus, like, it has less damage, and you can see that it doesn't, like, stun it. So, like, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it in, like, 90% of the cases. It's mostly like something to do to maybe save the Stug, and even then, it's not very good at it. Like, I stand fully behind the idea they need to replace the heat shield ability in the Stug. At this point, it's just straight up bad and pointless. Like, they ruined the ability at this point. Also, when they're going for the conscripts, I mean, they might as well just replace it with a threat breaker ability or a high explosive shell or something, but the current heat shell is just pointless. It's also incorrect, like, historically, like, heat shells were not used since 2Gs. They didn't need them. Gunners hitting them Pack 40. £100 left here for Zodiac. Got the other doing the machine in the south here, close to Epsilon 3. The ace level can get there, that'd be great there for Zodiac. Oh, this is actually sort of slowly beginning to push back Deathcore, so that's great here for Zodiac. Deathcore needs to be careful about this. Of course, needs to try and outmaneuver Zodiac, actually catch him off guard in this regard. Deathcore feel like has perhaps been a bit too just engaging Zodiac head on. And the line perhaps a bit much in the IS-2 strength. There goes Stug moving in. That Pack 4 has really just been a great loss for him alongside the MD42 there, and they've been great here. Oh! We actually got to see the OF-47-1 fragmentation shell. They almost took out the MD42. And then the second shot follows and clears it out there. Panzerwehr for Zodiac. I don't know, I feel like just more armor would be the better choice here, more infantry. But we'll have to see here. Target tank almost got the controls there. We got 25 kills. Or 23 actually, I misread there. Target tank taking himself hits from the Pack 40 and he should find me. Be careful, flak panzer nearby. Very close to the ace level. Target tank close to being dead. 27 there. Stug hanging back there. Nice to hit. Good explosive up to the Stug. And there we go. Good hit. Ace level gain on the Stug. Great stuff there. Target weak upon the Stug. Oh, the pack not happening. In fact, gets cleared out. Stug charging in there. Oh, reckless move there by Zodiac. And again, goes for heat shell. And then stops up. Exposing himself to more shots needlessly. Definitely a bad call, I think, by Zodiac. Shot bounced, and the Stug is down. He just threw away his Stug there in a pointless engagement. Pointless engagement, that's a huge blow since that was obviously one of its best tools against most of Deathcore's armor due to its great mobility and high rate of fire. So definitely a mistake there by Zodiac. That, of course, never getting a second Stug. So now Zodiac's situation looks suddenly a lot worse. He should replace that Stug immediately. Panzer for firing. Trying to clear out the Pack 40, I imagine. Get rid of it. And he does get rid of it. He does get rid of it. And the South Gun is what wiped out. In fact, Zodiac's now starting to run out of infantry as well. That's another huge issue. Again, relief infantry could help minimize this issue a bit. Obviously, they also aren't the greatest, but at least they're just troops you can use to grab points with. Now his opponent has 5 infantry squads and Zodiac has 2. That is a massive disparity there. TIE tank being pursued. Osman they're opening up. Ace level 31 kills. An absolute beast there with its high rate of fire at this point. Shocks they're being hammered by the flak punts as it just unleashes a flurry of death and fragmentation. .34 kills. Comes in a lot of trouble. Almost getting the shock was then retreat. 37 kills. Target tank lands another nice hit there. Almost halfway to victory 3. Still no sign of additional Stugs here for Zodiac. 38 kills. Almost got them. Getting a bit risky. I mean, if Death got a mine down, that could be pretty tragic there for Zodiac's Ostwind. Needs to pull back. And now got the Arch with their 52 setting in there. 14 kills. on the hunt for Zodiac's Flak Panzer. Going for a Panzer IV now. I don't think that's going to be a very particularly great choice here for Zodiac. Again, he needs to help put more pressure on the IS-2 fast. And the Panzer IV's not very great at that. Need to blitz the Osman out of there. Schnell. No blitz there. At least it looks like he's losing the IS-2. We've got the Tiger tank flanking in, but the Tiger tank is less than half health as well. We've got air support called in here. Can we these Panzer IVs in the IS-2? Fails to penetrate. Oh boy. Bad luck there. Heavy hits them. The Tiger tank almost taking out their Zodiac's. Tiger needs to get the Flak Panzer back to base. Well, up here in the west, we've got fire going in as well. Incendiary from the MP42 of Deathcore on the advancing punch. We've got the Panzer for fire going down. And he loses the Ostwind. Somewhere. Oh dear, this is bad there for Zodiac. Now it's down to just the Tiger tank, which is almost dead in the Panzer IV. Can he's being back to the structural. He moves in the Tiger tank. Zodiac here seems to have perhaps reached his breaking point if he's starting to do stuff like this. MP42 is the comes from the center. Not unit wiped out. In fact, now Zodiac has no infantry left at all. Got the Pack 40 here, but the HC5 is hot on the heels of the Tiger tank. And the IS-2 is not going to get out of the fight for much longer either. And the sent info to the conscripts. Deathcore has managed to seemingly wear off the storm of Zodiac. Now Zodiac has gotten the Pack 40 back, but he's barely got anything else left. Getting more pioneers, but he's incredibly short on infantry, which is really crucial, to be honest, at this stage of the fight. It always is, but even more so now. Sending in the Tiger tank again, barely operable, but he pushes it forwards. Lots of pioneers being trained there by Zodiac. 80 versus 314. IS-2 mobilized here for Deathcore and the Red Army once more. Machine gun there takes a devastating hit from the IS-2 heavy tank. Pioneers moving forward, Pack opened up and bounces off the IS-2's heavy armor. Great on the Panzer IV. Tiger tank lands a nice hit there. Very close to the H-11 on that Tiger tank. But it's also much, much closer to just blowing up. About to lose the Panzer IV here, which is going to be another significant blow here to Zodiac and the German army. Panzer IV out leading him just for the Tiger tank, which again is barely operable. And he just gave away its position. The H-5 is going to go for it, and the Tiger tank is out. And with that, I think it's safe to say Zodiac is completely out of the fight. GG, game over. Victory there for Deathcore. A victory for the Red Army, a loss here for Zodiac. I feel like Zodiac, again, despite some early grim mistakes, like losing the MP42 to the enemy like that and the Pack 40, he was still able to recover them, and then issues just kept creeping in. Partly just, you know, issues with the unit preservation, but also just like Oak saying that Stug and just not getting more Stugs, I think, were critical issues that really just gave Deathcore the upper hand, despite all some good maneuvering there for Zodiac. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is a Pro Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.